Hello everyone, welcome to Lilly Sky Messages. This is the Lunar Eclipse reading and I wanted to do it the day after. I don't know why May 16th was just like it for me. I think I know I've been living in the future. The last, what is it, from the 14th, I felt like I was a day off. Like I felt like it was the future, even though I know that the Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse was on the 16th, was on the 15th. See, I kept feeling the 16th, right? And I know maybe it's connecting to another part of the world that I will be, you know. It's so funny, but a lot of people will relate to this, right? Is that you will do something and you're like, why am I doing that? And then you'll find yourself in a foreign country or find yourself somewhere. I'm not thinking that, but it's so interesting that I'm so much on the 16th, right? And the funny thing is also, in my practice, I know that the lunar eclipse energy is chaotic, and I can feel that strong energy of the lunar eclipse, and it's trying to realign itself and so on. So it's out of its normal traveling, right, flow. So it's just like the sun, the moon, the earth. So it's like this eclipse energy was absolutely crazy. You know, the 14th day, the 14th and the 15th was fine for me, but the energy, you know, for others it wasn't. But you could feel the energy even with work and the internet. It was the combination with Mercury retrograde too. I feel like even the 14th was a busy day, and the 15th, others couldn't handle the energy, and I had to handle other people, you know, with work, you know, and their energy. And it was just like, woo, it was crazy. But it was also very powerful too, and it's very transformative. And I was mentioning that to a friend, and she's like, it's a transition, but transcend, you know. And I was like, yes, that's what it is. That's what I've been working with. And I call it something else, but I know that transcending, I know what it is. And I looked more into it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm projecting myself in the future. Like I'm in the present moment, but I'm projecting myself in the future of where I want to be. And especially if you have Scorpio somewhere strong in your chart, you're going to feel that energy. And that energy was like one of victory and of shedding, right? Shedding leading into that winning energy, if you will. So it was like just letting it go. And after the eclipse happened, I think I went outside like 10 somethings, because the high peak was at 9:13 p.m. last night. And I went outside and I took some photos, and it was just a really calming night. And it was wonderful for where I am. I could see it. I could see the moon. And I know that others couldn't, you know, they had clouds and stuff like that. But it was just very still. It's like a very still energy, a very still moment. And I really like that. And I was just really proud of myself for being able to handle other people's energy from the 14th and the 15th. And yesterday was just it was a good day for me, and the 14th. It wasn't for other people, but as far as me interacting with other people. And I just feel like sharing, because it goes along with Scorpio, if you will, if you don't mind. The lesson from Scorpio is to go after what you want, and even if life is rough, where you are thrown into the pit of fire to learn how to do something, and you're like, okay, you have to learn this and you're on your own, or you know, like that energy. Scorpios thrive in that, and they go after what they want. And what I've been finding is people who procrastinate, and we all have this, I have this too, but we learn to let go of it, right? When we get over our fears or our weakness, and we just don't care about other people's opinion, or just don't care to any extent anymore. But I find that a lot of problems that people face is from them not doing what they need to do within that time. and then being angry because they don't know what they're doing or how to do it, and they project it on others. And Scorpios don't want that mess. You are like, keep your ish to yourself. And no one wants that. No one wants others to throw their garbage on them just because they're frustrated and they're angry and they're just want to project that and make someone else's life worse. And the power of the Scorpio energy is to have that essence that is very powerful, and that you're not allowing that person's energy to bother you, right? So I feel like that's a strong lesson, but also if you watch the video, it's so true that this energy is about shedding and letting go and transforming. So I was really feeling the energy for today, the 16th, of moving forward and passing that. It's kind of like jumping over a broom and it's a new life, or jumping over symbolistically, like, crossing a river, crossing a bridge, and that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 cards. This one's a moon card. I really like it. It might be hard to kind of see the image, but the message is going to come through. The Archangel Michael, I love. 2 traditional tarot, Archangel Michael, traditional tarot. I love the playing cards. Love them. I got to write on them some more. And the moon card. So we're going to get whatever message is coming through from each of these cards. Then the image card stone popped out. And another strong message, when I looked at it and I go, it doesn't matter what the image is, right? Everyone can be choosy if they choose to be and miss the message, and that's their, bleep fault, right? That's their own blockages. So the image is, for me, image is beautiful, right? I love beautiful images. We all do. But the image of something is not important. Hear the message. And I've always been that type of person. It's not what something always looks like. It's the deep meaning within it. And shallow people are just so unattractive. So, it's just what is really important. And the image is good. It's great to have a great image. But what is it saying, right? And that's something that's important, right? So I like that. So I'm going to move these babies. I didn't feel like working with this deck today. I'm going to move it out of the way. So I'm going to start with this card. Let's start with this one first. Let's see what the message is. Kind of didn't want to start. It doesn't have to be in order. I'm going to work this baby here. So what's the message that for this card deck, right? So whichever one you felt close to, right? And I'm not going to do a number thing. I'm just going to pull it because they're all different. So if you vibed with this one, great. But I feel like the message will come through. All right. So what's the message moving forward from this lunar eclipse energy for the rest of the year, right? Before we have more eclipses, right? What's the message? We just want a message from this eclipse energy. Okay, I love that. It's moving forward. How perfect is that? Moving forward, 6 of Swords. It's time to move forward. It's time to, that's just perfect. It's time to move from anything that is negative and move yourself forward. The Queen of Swords is letting you know that your words are powerful. I love it when the queens are next together in the tarot deck. When the queens are together in the tarot deck, they're reminding us that we have to focus on what our words mean and the emotion behind our words. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups. It's about when you move forward, even before you project yourself into the future, before you're there, before you transcend, before you transform, you change, you have to be it right now, right? You have to be that, what you want to be right now, and move yourself into that future, okay? It's like you get knocked off course and you put yourself back on. I'm a fighter, so I put myself where I feel I need to be, and I know what is the most important. Love, trust, definitely having integrity, all of that is so important. And when a person doesn't have that, it's so unattractive. So these queens are just reminding you of how powerful your word is, how important your word is, and your emotion, and focus on what is powerful and don't allow others to bring your energy down. Okay, Knight of Wands is just reminding me to fight for what I want, and to change up when you need to. That's the messages coming through. When you're taking this strong power for yourself, even in chaos, even in things shifting, and you're like, okay, this is a big change and it's a new change, right? And change can happen overnight, but it also can take a year, you know, or it could take more than a year, but there's still changes at different stages, different weeks, different months. It's like a chapter. So there's a change until there's a full change. And for others, it happens fast and it's just great, but sometimes it's a process until you get there. But it's always changing and always, you know, facing the sun, facing what is most powerful and what is uplifting and thriving, because there'll always be the negative, but you have to be the positive, you have to be the light, you have to be the strength. And that's when the Four of Wands come in, because you're creating that and you're moving forward, okay? And the Five of Pentacles is that energy of more letting go of people and circles and situation and places, and feeling like you are the outcast, feeling that you are different. But then you're going to meet your 10 of Pentacles and you're building for yourself something for yourself in the future. And the Hangman is just letting you know that that perspective of yourself is going to be changing, and others will see it, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what others are thinking, feeling, or saying. What matters is what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're saying. Another message is to move forward towards what you want, but before you even get there, okay? And it's like, it's so important, because with these four cards, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Moon card, and the Nine of Swords. You're preparing yourself for where you want to be, and you know what you have and what you need to say and do to get there, even if you don't know exactly where you're going and you still have fears about it. You are going to still make that process and the steps that you need to make, and you are going to decide how best to use your money, because remember, you're coming from the Six of Swords. You're moving from a bad place into a better place, right? And you're creating this new outcome for yourself, and it's a new work, or it's learning something new, or having something new to fulfill your life, and finding balance in that, and still knowing that there's more to learn, right? Four of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So it's a definite learning more and knowing more, right? And I feel like this is pushing, because remember, we're in this Mercury retrograde, so everything is pushing to the first week of June, and by June 3rd, June 4th, okay? So closing this reading out, the Emperor, the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is reminding you of having a plan, right? It's going back even to this Eight of Pentacles of preparing yourself for where you want to go. Because when you're putting yourself into a new space, you have to set things up and align things up and have different plans and have backup plans. So it's aligning you to where you want to be, and knowing that you have to fight for what you want, because you're going to end up being the Nine of Pentacles, okay? And that's like complete ownership, right? And when you're the Knight of Pentacles, you don't sit and rest. You are ready for battle. You are ready to change things up that is going good already. So it's not like an uncomfortable state. It's a happy state, but knowing that in order to have that, you have to still keep your energy up. I felt like pulling more. Just be aware that you can't, just because things are going great, don't be too trustworthy. So I feel like when things are going good, you have the Ace of Cups, you have the Page of Cups, you have the Temperance, and you have the Ten of Swords. Okay, I'm going to see why the Ten of Swords. Why the Ten of Swords? Why the Ten of Swords? Okay, I'm going to pull two on that. Okay, so it's like you are completely blessed, guided, protected, all of that, right? You're going to be in a new, better space in between now and the other eclipses, right? Because that's what we're channeling right now, the months before, I believe, October, when the other eclipses happen, right? So it's like really getting to know the spring and the summer, right? Energy for you for this reading. So it's like this Ace of Cups is letting you know that you're on the right path to plan ahead. Some plans you will actually take you a shorter time to get there. Some will take you a longer time to get there. Okay? And you have to keep your energy up and your focus up to be able to connect to what it is that you want, and not to be too trustworthy. You're being too trustworthy with the people that you work with. Okay, so you have the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. So you're putting yourself in the right place. So when you put yourself in the right place and you're waiting for things to happen, make sure that you are only agreeing to things that you feel right to do. Don't feel pushed just because you're experiencing the Nine of Pentacles. You know, keep your head about you and make sure that you are holding that same energy. A lot of times whenever things are going great for us, we feel like we get like way too comfortable and we're like, okay, you know, everything's going great, I don't have anything to worry about. And that's not necessarily true. We want to make sure that we're still practicing what we were practicing to get there. Does that make sense? It's kind of like when you're in a relationship and you kind of like, I was feeling this one, let go of the energy that brought you there. Hold on to the energy that brought you to wherever you are. Okay? For this pile, one of my favorite card decks. I love this card deck. What's on the bottom? The Empress is on the bottom. Ah, nice message. Good message. Alright, so let's see. What's the message here? Ooh, the Knight of Swords come back out again. I feel like we're telling another chapter here. The Knight of Swords comes out. Okay. Okay, I don't think he was out before. That was the Pentacles. So the Knight of Swords, okay, this message has to do with knowing, trusting your intuition, and knowing more than that is seeing what's happening. Forget intuition. You seeing what's happening and you know what's coming. You know that there's a fight coming. You know when problems are coming or where something doesn't seem right. Okay, so you know, shields up, you know, protect your energy. You're protecting your energy because you are working towards something great and you're manifesting, you're making things happen. You have the Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Queen of Swords, okay? And the Knight is leading it off, letting you know that you have plans and you're making things happen and you're going for it, okay? But there could be people that are jealous and gossipy. There could be people that don't realize that you are really sweet, but you're strong, okay? And you're working hard towards the things that are important to you, and you're gonna get it, right? The Temperance card, the Knight, the King of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles. All right, so it's like you're trusting yourself and you're balancing things out. You're making things work, okay? And you know what your plans are, and I feel like it's a great idea to write them down and to know how long something will take to happen, and you are speaking and manifesting these things that you want to happen. And there's a need to protect and to be aware of everything that surrounds what you're doing. You don't have to be the master of everything, but be aware of what's going on and be aware of how you're using your energy and when to restart and when to rethink things, okay? And realize that you're starting and there's always learning. No matter what it is, don't get in despair, and just be aware of, you know, sabotages, even from yourself, but mostly from others, and not over trusting. Okay. Now the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Wands here, the Fool, and the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so it's like you know what is coming, you know what you have to do and how you're going to get there, and you're going to succeed in it. And it's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take even starting over and also a new path. So you'll be on a path and you'll feel like, oh yeah, this is the path that I want to be on. This is the path I'm on. But a new path is going to open up, okay? And make sure that you're not being controlled by anything. You know, use your own willpower, your own strength. Don't feel like, you know, this is too hard. You know, ask for help when you need it. Don't worry about what others are thinking. You have what it takes to actually go after what it is you're going for. Okay? 9 of Cups, the Judgment card, the Devil card, and the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is the worrying that you project, that we all project on ourselves. But remember, I love that the Magician came out. The Magician came out to, I'm going to pull more on this. I love it. The Magician came out to remind you that you have everything that it takes to get where you want and what you want to do. And when it comes to even your relationships, okay, it's like, it's taking a twist. It's like you're going after what you want, but you're also projecting the relationship that you want, right? And it's gonna grow, it's gonna prosper, it's gonna take its time. But whatever it is that you want, see it the way that you want it to be. Don't focus on the hurt. Don't focus on the sadness. You know, have your first plan and have your second plan. And I feel like it's like you're really letting go of your fears, and you're like, you are the warrior, and you're projecting this with your words, and be mindful of your words as well, because you have the 10 of Swords here. Be mindful of your words, because they will keep and let go of the love that you have around you and the friendship that you have around you. So people that don't need to be in your life, they're not going to come with you, right? And you will win your battles, but remember to always be gracious, right? Let's pull more on, because this is the 10 of Swords, the 3 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. Let me pull 2 more on the Magician. Give me some message from the Magician. Okay? The Magician is letting you know that if you've recently had your heart broken and you feel like you really had to really keep yourself together, that the blessing is going to come through perfectly fine. Don't trust who has backstabbed you before, and you're going to have the compassion to heal your heart, to heal yourself, and surround yourself with people that are better for you, right? So let's get the 5 of Swords. What's a message from the 5 of Swords? The 5 of Swords is letting you know, that you can be a chameleon, that you can be the Knight of Rods, that you have the strength within you, the charisma within you, the ability within you to put yourself where you want to be, and a better relationship, a better happiness will come towards you. You have that 4 of Wands, right? So even if you feel like it's not something that you're focusing on right now, a new love, a new relationship, something better is coming along. That's what these cards are speaking of. Okay, so something better is coming along. This is like if you've been through a bad experience, a bad relationship, a new one will come along at the right time, but you are so focused on what is making you personally happy right now. And that is gonna be the message from those cards. Those are one of my favorite traditional tarot deck. What fell out? Let me show you what fell. Tell me what fell out. What do you see there? What fell out of the deck when I was shuffling? Scorpio. And it's the new moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. So funny, we just had the full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So if you pick the moon card, so when that new moon in Scorpio is coming up next, which I don't know, but you can leave a comment, that's a new plan. Whatever you experience, whatever you shed in this full moon, because you typically don't pull on the energy of the solar eclipse. It's more of a doing action and a strong confirmation of what you don't want anymore, because you're shedding that, right? And especially in Scorpio, Phoenix, snake type of scorpion shedding energy. So work through your fears is what the new moon in Scorpio says. That's what we let it go in the full moon lunar eclipse, the blood moon. But when that new moon in Scorpio is coming along, that's going to be really powerful and interesting for whoever picked this deck. And I feel like this is a message for everybody as well watching this video, right? All these cards is for everyone, right? So you don't even have to pick a deck. It's like all the messages. So when the new moon in Scorpio comes, it's like that's going to be a big rise for everyone, that even today you can take advantage of yesterday's eclipse by reaffirming in the power of the moon, right? Because the moon, it pulls on the water of the earth. It helps with it pulls on our emotions. Scorpio is a water sign but has a lot of fire to it, ruled by Pluto and Mars. Okay, so this is like a definite big confirmation of letting go. All right, what else from this deck? Oh my gosh, what else from this deck? Man, I love when this is coming through. Wow, that one is big. Okay, all right, so we have, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Today is waning gibbous in Sagittarius. So what followed up next is Sagittarius. I just feel like this aligns so perfectly. I love this. The bigger picture. Sagittarius is so optimistic and they want you to see the bigger picture in things. So definitely looking forward to letting go and to shedding and traveling. Today's energy feels like traveling. Even if you're still, there'll be a message of needing to travel today, right? Because it's the full moon in, it's the waning moon in Sagittarius, and when it's waning, it's getting rid of. So you want to get rid of and move forward past whatever it is that you're going through. Sagittarius is very optimistic, and they're a fire sign, and they're a go-getter. Okay, and they're ruled by Jupiter, so it's always that Jupiter, right? It's always that things flowing easily, and you're learning as you go. You don't have to feel like you're struggling or you're hated or the world's against you or someone's against you. Jupiter opens up the door, and you're learning as you're going. And that's what that was our tribal life. It wasn't like, oh, you have to have experience to have this job, or you have to have this experience. How are you going to get this experience without getting the experience? So that type of system is a setup for not wanting anyone particular to thrive, right? That's kind of like closing the door kind of mentality, because it makes no sense. The tribal thing is like, how are you going to learn to cook if you don't learn from someone? It makes no sense. Right? So when something doesn't sit right with you, it usually doesn't make any sense. A time for healing. Okay, so balsamic moon, I always say that wrong, right? So it's a time for healing, and if you've been going through it, you'll know that this message is for you. It's time to heal, and by letting go, we are healing. Okay, love that. They're just falling out. Okay, believe in the impossible. Blue moon. Message of letting us know, very simple and true, is that when the time is the darkest and the hardest, if we give up, we miss that open door. So if we keep going when things are hard, it gets better. It really does. And sometimes when you'll realize that, hey, this isn't worth the stress, go with that too. I feel like that's also the other balance, is to say, if you know that something isn't worth it, don't go for it. Don't align with it, you know. But if you know that, hey, this is something I know I can do, then go for it. And these messages, the cards are dropping big time. Hold on. Okay, so we have, your dreams need a practical plan. How very Taurus, full moon in Taurus message coming through. So definitely have a plan, and happy birthday to all the Taurus out there. Okay, today's May 16th, so happy birthday to the Taurus. Always have a practical plan. You know, it's good to be in a dream state. It's good to love something and feel that passion with that Venus energy that Taurus connects to, but it's so good to be realistic and to be grounded, and Taurus has that energy. All right, nothing will come of this situation. A message for someone here. Void of course moon. So when you know that nothing good will come from something, don't reconnect with it, right? Remember, we're in waning moon right now, and it's so important to just move forward, right? And know that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Some people are just destined to be evil, spiteful, argumentative, whatever that negative energy is, right? Balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. I love that. Pisces is so in their spiritual world and looking for balance and looking for duality. They're another twin sign, okay? They have a twin energy like Gemini, okay? So they have that balancing energy, and they can see both sides of things, like a Gemini and like Libra energy as well. So this is reminding you of your own spiritual connection, right? The 12th house energy. All right. Okay. God bless you. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. I love that. So, when we feel spiritually balanced and we are being reasonable with things, we're being I feel like it's bouncing off of the Taurus moon with being practical, and that spiritual energy flowing through you. You're bringing yourself into the future tense, if you will, the future moment. Even though you're in the present moment, you can really see what needs to be, and bringing love into the situation always heals us and makes things lighter for us. So that message is for someone. Just that card alone, just these cards alone, is such a powerful message that whatever you're going through, if you fill yourself up with love, it really takes away that emotion that can be overbearing, sad, and draining. Surrender to the divine. The full moon. When the full moon, any full moon, when the full moon is full and it's not an eclipse, right? Whatever that full moon is, it has a lesson. We all have the 12 signs within us. We all have the 13 moons within us, right? We all have that energy, and when we're surrendering to divine, we're really surrendering to the smarter part of our being, right? So if we could surrender to that instead of trying to solve everything. And the last 2 days, today, yesterday, the day before, the world has been heavy at certain times when we hear sad news. But if we surrender to the goodness within us, it's not an image of what someone thinks God or divine is. It's not that image, it's what you feel. That's most important. Because if you're listening to, like, say, sound healing music, and I play a lot of those every day, some form of energy music, you feel it. It's a feeling. It's not an image, right? It's a feeling. And we create things in our image, or we'll see it in our image, because if something is projecting itself to us, it wants us to be comfortable, so it's going to look like us. It's going to, that's where, when we get tricked, either it looks like us, or it's been presented in a certain way. But there's no trick when it's good, when it's real love, when it's healing, when it's divine. There's no trick. It is us really surrendering to ourselves. That the best part within us, right? Yes. Okay, let's see what another message is. What's another message? Your character got stuck there, huh? Okay. Okay, so the next one. Oh my gosh, Sagittarius is coming back again. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Look at that. So another message, right? There it is again. Let you know that luck is on your side, and it's renewing your faith, right? Renewing your faith that things will work out, things will go your way. You don't have to stress about anything. Just have that optimistic mind. And I was watching this Kundalini yoga video, and it was about like a winning mind, or just having a power and a feeling that you can win no matter what the situation looks like. You just got to have that belief that, you know what, I can win. I can win this situation. You're not competing against anyone. You are really using that Jupiter finger as well. Was part of the mudra, and the Kriya uses a combination of the index finger, which represents Jupiter, and it's like feeling that you can win in whatever situation that you're in. You're connecting to the divine. You are the divine within yourself. You are shining. That's what all the old texts said. Okay, until someone wanted to get power and control and take lands and control people. You are the divine, right? And like if you have a kid, you project that energy on them, within them, and that's the best parent and child relationship, is when the person accepts that love and resonate that love. You have the best relationship with anyone, right? You realize that you can win, you can do it. You can win, you can do it, and you have that luck. The luck is the energy that you create, and you're so determined but in a positive way, not in a stressful way. So, luck is on your side, and that renewal of that positive energy every day, even if you are having a bad day or bad things are happening, we just have to still be that yin and yang, that we have to counteract whatever we're going through. Emotions are running high. Supermoon. I love supermoons. Oh my gosh, I love supermoons. Okay, so with the supermoon, the moon is closer to the earth, so we're going to feel the emotions very strongly, and whatever phase the moon is in, that is also very powerful. I have 2 more decks to go, okay? So, all right, so we can feel the energy stronger. So whatever that supermoon is that will be coming up, the next supermoon, really connect to that supermoon and the sign in your birth chart and for that day, and use it to heal. I'm feeling like this one is going to be used for you to really feel the divine within yourself and to feel lucky and connect to that supermoon, right? I feel good about that. The next supermoon coming up is definitely for you. All right, you and your loved ones are safe. Oh, how perfect. New moon in Cancer. I love Cancer. People that I know that are of the Cancer sign are so good, and if they're good to you, be good to them. They're so loving and caring and just amazing. I could cry. So it's like they're tough on the outside, but they really want, they're just loving, and we all want that. So it reminds us of our vulnerability, but our need to feel safe and to be loved. So you and your loved ones are safe, and I feel like this is really a good message, because the Cancerian energy is about the home, and when we leave our home, we want to be safe, and when we're home, we want to be safe. So that's a really good message. Oh my God, tears, right? So that's like a really good message. So every day, if you pray for yourself, you pray for your loved one, right? You send that positive energy about the ones that you care about. 4 more cards. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. I love that. When we go through something sad or something challenging, Aries, first house, the I am energy, Aries, the self, Aries connect also for me, not just to Mars, but to the sun. And, it's like, what can we do, and do it in a constructive way that makes a positive change, to feel safe, to feel protected, right? Aries has that answer. They'll go and get it. You could be talking to them, every Aries I know, and you stop talking to them and they walk away. They're gone. They have a mission. They have something to do. And we have to be like that. We have to be so focused that it doesn't matter what someone is saying. Like, you're going to listen to them and be respectful. That's not what I'm saying. But once that conversation is over, you have to go after what is going to make the new positive change. And I feel like that energy, that shift will happen over the summer and the fall, a positive shift. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn message really, I feel like, is letting you know that if you want something to end, you have to work towards it. You have to put that physical energy there. Even if you have to swim to it, even if you have to walk to it, you have to put the energy, by land or sea. You have to put the energy into making that positive change. And you're in your full bloom, your full power to do so every day, regardless of what the alignment is, right? You make it happen. All right? Nothing is yet set in stone, okay? And mutable moon. Now, mutable signs, I love that. Nothing is set in stone. Some things can be, yes, but nothing really is. It could shift like the tides. It can move like the earth, okay? So it could shift up like the wind. It could move like the wind and fire, whatever. It is not concrete. Nothing is concrete. Everything shifts. We shift. We change. We reincarnate. But things, the most important thing that stays is that it changes, okay? And it could be good or bad, but in a good sense, in a powerful sense, things change, okay? And just know that in the positive way, you can switch up and still have stability, but switch up, okay? Oh gosh, Capricorn must really love what I said. So your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Listen, when you feel in that full power of making things happen, okay, you can start a new positive change. And this is just reaffirming that your hard work is paying off. I was just talking about this, okay, about Capricorn without even realizing, because I don't really mess with these cards a lot, but I connect to it. But Capricorn worked for it. In the new moon phase, Capricorn is working to make it happen. And in the full moon phase, the end of a tough cycle approaches, because you made that happen. You made that happen in your mind, right? Because everyone's creating everything that we're using right now in 2022 was an idea for someone at some point. Even 700 years ago, there was a mofo sitting there going, wouldn't it be great if I could talk to so-and-so far away, right? There was even a psychic in England that said that she saw people, I can't remember her name, but holding something like a rock. She described the cell phone as a rock and talking to someone across the channel, meaning, from England to France, right? So people can see these things if they are, that in tune too. But even with your imagination, you can say, man, my days of work would be easier if we did this. We still do that today. Man, this company's policy is whack. Like, why don't we do X, Y, and Z? Put it in the suggestion box. Maybe someone will listen. Who knows, right? We all have our solution, but this Capricorn energy is like, work for it and shift, and it'll make it happen. And I was talking to a fellow air sign, and we were talking about, sometimes people don't see that you're actually working hard for something because you don't brag about it, you don't talk about it. But there's a lot of hard work that goes into things, and I feel that Capricorn energy of people seeing the end results. But I'm going to leave Archangel Michael for last because I just love, okay, that. But they don't see the work, they only see the finished product. But you're working. Even something that you might not like that seems crappy to you, that person put a lot of work into it, and someone else will appreciate it even if you don't, right? You don't have to be rude about it, just keep it pushing. That's my favorite saying, keep it pushing. Okay, playing cards, I love it. Even if people don't see your hard work, it's okay. You did it. Keep it pushing. What's the message from these playing cards? Playing cards, playing cards, playing cards. I love these so much, my favorite. Okay. All right. So, what's the message? Okay, from the Queen of Clubs. All right. Charismatic woman, female in power position. This is you. You can get whatever you are going for, okay? And you will be surrounded by women that are that inspirational, and you can project yourself and see yourself around people like that, right? You can switch it up, okay? And you are that, and you are surrounded by that, and claim it, okay? The King of Clubs again, okay? You are going to be surrounded and attract someone that is a loyal friend, that is very helpful, okay? And has integrity, and just keep their word, okay? They keep their word. They have that about them, and that is so important to have. And good news is coming up, the financial increase. Remember, this Scorpio moon was about also where the vertex was and other placements, about clearing up your debt and making sure that things are in order. And that's what Scorpio is about too. They're about other people's money, but also their money, and they can see, hey, what makes sense and what doesn't. Sometimes you have to kick yourself in your own butt and say, you know what, I'm going to get rid of this. I don't want it to linger on. I'm clearing my path. Stability will come soon. And I want to say about that this clearing up energy can happen even after this moon. You're in the process of it, and hold on to that energy. Okay? So I don't know, my brain just like freezes sometimes. But this message is about stability, okay? And stability is coming your way. It's coming back to you. And you are that work in process to make it happen, okay? So nothing is impossible for you. You can make it happen, all right? And the part of the stability in this moon is releasing, is letting go. So that message is coming through even stronger. Again, the message of letting go. What do you need to let go? How can you move forward? How can you project yourself to where you want to be and say, you know what? I don't need I don't need to feel unstable anymore. Because sometimes when we feel unstable, we hold on to the energy of what we don't want. Don't hold on to the energy of what you don't want. Project yourself into the workspace that you want, the healthy life that you want, okay? Return to a healthier you. Whatever is the hard times that you're going through, the spade is letting you know that that hard time is ending, okay? What a journey. It's like you're empowering yourself and moving forward, okay? The Ten of Hearts is so good. More good news is coming. It's a good news of gathering. I feel like you're going to project yourself to a place where you want to be, an event that's coming up, or a workspace that you want to be where you'll be happier, okay? So you're projecting yourself there. The Nine of Clubs is coming back again to let you know that you're completing some kind of project or some kind of study that you were doing, so you're coming to the end of that. I feel like you have a continuous cycle of learning, but it's just adding on to what you already have and improving yourself, all right? And it's going to bring about even more change, so make room in your life, create space in your life for more positive changes that's coming to you. So definitely claim that. Hey, Three of Diamonds is letting you know that when it comes to money, okay, make sure that you are proactive with any kind of legal issues, okay, any kind of debates and arguments. Make sure that you're not doing anything in Mercury retrograde that you're going to regret. So, you know, certain things might not be as clear to you when Mercury is in retrograde, all right? Ooh, that is scratching me. Okay. A reminder of the importance of communication, and just avoid any kind of negative communication with anyone, all right? Maybe someone will want to come back into your life. Two of Clubs, Two of Spades. Maybe someone wants to come back into your life that is negative. It's all talk. Make sure if you are going to let them back in, make sure that they pay. I don't know. But I would say not to, okay? 10 of Spades is letting you know that you're worried, and I feel like this worry, okay, will cause health problems. So don't worry, so you don't have health problems. And whatever bad news comes up, or whatever challenging news will come up, you'll overcome that. You have the Seven of Hearts is letting you know that you just be mindful of who you trust with your problems when you're going through problems. Certain people, you just don't want to talk to them about it. They're not trustworthy. Make sure, and a lot of people do this, certain friends are for certain situation, they're not for everything. You know, and some people aren't friends, they're just acquaintances, they're just learning from you, they're just in the chapter of your life for a while. So not everyone that you'll meet or you'll do things with is a friend. They're just there for what benefits them. So just be mindful of that. I think we forget that too. 10 of Diamonds. So even though you might meet some phonies in friendships and partners, or maybe a spouse, or maybe a work enemy, you will have huge benefits coming up financially. Maybe you will gain from a negative situation, or from a separation or negative situation, but you'll still have love coming towards you because you're that amazing. Okay, so positive things is coming soon for you. All right, the Spades are back again, reminding you that, you know, maybe you're still cleaning up and clearing out negative people. So this Nine of Spades is letting you know that more negative people will go. Even though you're getting blessed, more negative people will have to leave your life, okay? The Three of Clubs is coming back, or coming through. Another three is coming to let you know that when you're trying to create, don't stress yourself out about it. You know, just know that things will flow, because you're determined to feel good and to live your best life, right? You want that. So don't stress out about it. That's how we block creativity. Take a break and the ideas will come to you. Just enjoy and flow. That's the thing. Don't feel forced to create anything. The Seven of Clubs. I feel like the clubs are like coming out a lot, right? This clubs is letting you know that, you know, don't allow yourself to feel trapped. Sometimes we get distracted, but don't allow yourself to feel trapped by your own negative thoughts or in a relationship. Know that you're learning and growing. Don't project anything negative on anyone else, and make sure that you check in and you communicate clearly. That way, you know, things don't go off course. It's like people get so comfortable and they forget that they're creating their own chaos by not doing something. That's what I've learned over the last month. is that people, we all do this, and what you see in others is also what you do as well, right? So people will project. I just want to have a little bit of this. This is watered. I watered this down in this bottle so I could do that. Peppermint. So yeah, people, when we are hitting a spot, it's something that it could just be a negative experience, but sometimes we are not being proactive, and that's so powerful. So remember that with that seven of clubs. Yeah, 7 of clubs. Be proactive, and it will balance out that, because 7 is continuous learning. It's spiritual learning. So we're learning and growing. Don't be hard on ourselves, and don't be hard on others. Okay, Archangel Michael, the final one. Archangel Michael, I love it. Archangel Michael's coming through. What's the message? I'm going to pull a few cards from here, because the messages is long in this deck, so it won't be as many as the others, okay? Oh, Archangel Michael. This deck feels light, even though it has a right amount of numbers, but it feels so good, and I love this deck. So it was created with good messages, right? Good messages, yes. I believe that. It was inspired by good messages. Okay, so Archangel Michael, what do you have for the people today? Whenever I call on Archangel Michael, he's right there. Stop messing with people, because you don't know what people are working with. And, you know, Archangel Michael is here. Okay, the person you're asking about is trustworthy, right? So I'm not going to read down here, but I'm just going to let you know that the person that you are projecting, I might read it anyway, you know, they're trustworthy. They might be going through a hard time, but they have a good heart. And it's the prayer is, thank you for helping me have faith so I can open my heart wider to my relationships. I am grateful for your protection, ensuring that only trustworthy people are in my life. So, you know, sometimes people fail and they fall short, and it doesn't mean you have to let them back into your life, but trust yourself, okay? And I feel for some of you that the person you're thinking about, you know, they have good in them. Yeah. What's another message? This situation is already resolved. Wow, I love that. So if it's an issue around trust, and it's whatever it is, it's already resolved. So give yourself love, send that situation love. I give any worries, cares, and concern to you in exchange for true peace in all ways. Thank you for resolving this. Okay, and then say what the situation is in detail. So what is the situation? What is the situation you want resolved? Use this moment to think of that. Say it to yourself or out loud. Claim that energy. In a divinely perfect way, things will work out. In the perfect time, in the perfect way, things will work out, okay? Explore your options. If you're going through something right now, you have options, okay? Dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand, and access all of my alternative options. Look, you have options, right? Please guide me in the best direction for my health, happiness, and life purpose. When we're going through a hard time, it does affect our health. So it's okay to feel angry, stressed, and let it out, okay? Let it out, right? Everyone that's in a happier state, they went through something and they let it out. Prayer will help this situation. Dear God and Archangel Michael, and anyone else that you want to add to this prayer, right? You know, I ask for your divine intervention. I love that. I ask for intervention to help, good intervention to help, right? And describe your situation. What is your situation? Right? I welcome your help, and I trust and follow your guidance and gratitude and grace. I need a miracle, and I ask that you send one to me and this situation quickly. Thank you and amen. So, you know, Ashe, it is done, and so it is. So I love that ending, you know. Help is on the way quickly, and that help is your energy as well. Okay, when you set out to be your own savior, your own hero, right? You rescue yourself, you help yourself, you guide yourself. You're connecting to the universe and aligning with things working out, and you feel the joy of that, and you feel the determination of that. Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. When we lie to ourselves, when we're not honest, we just keep ourselves in limbo, in a cycle of nothingness. So be honest with yourself, be easy on yourself. Even when you're being hard on yourself, if you're honest with yourself, you're actually easy on yourself. In the first couple times you do it, you might feel like it's hard, but then you're like, you know what, I messed up. Hey, I didn't do this out of fear, and I was wrong, and I'm going through the motions and I'm clearing it up right now. I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself. See that? Lovingly honest with myself and others. Very important. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. Boom. Check that out. Love it. Being honest with ourselves free us from that situation. We don't need to hold on to worry, any kind of upset for a long time. It's not needed. It's not the highest vibration, so we work through it and keep it pushing. Sense of humor. So important to have a sense of humor. I laugh at myself all the time. I laugh at things all the time. And sometimes when you laugh at bad things, you see the humor in it, but you know it's bad or it's sad. So thank you for helping me see the humor in this situation so I can lovingly laugh at human nature. I am willing to view my experiences in a new light in order to attract love and healing energy. And sometimes we laugh because we would cry, right? So sometimes we laugh and think that situation is bad, but I would have put a stop to that, you know? And it's like, oh, sometimes we just laugh not to cry. Okay, we have 6 right there. Okay, so that's the message from Archangel Michael. I love it. I want to thank you guys for watching. I feel like pulling 2 more. Let me pull 2 more. Let me do a cycle here. Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Please help me clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way. So powerful, right? Sometimes we get hurt and we have that in our way. So your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me. Water is said to be the strongest, most powerful element, and that's what we have on earth. That's what gives us life. And if we can get out of our own way and we can get quiet when we meditate, right before we go to sleep, when we wake up, if we are still and we think about our dreams, if we remember it, and we think about things and we work it out and process what the meaning of the dream is, and we meditate and we cleanse negative emotions that we're feeling if we had a bad dream or we have a bad feeling, and we just set our life in focus when we're quiet and we're in meditation mode or prayer mode. We hear, you know, your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. And we started out with trustworthy. So second to last card, trustworthy. They're both trustworthy here. Okay, so what's the last card? Archangel Michael. All right. Yay, Archangel Michael. Okay. Use your imagination and you'll see the answer. I love that. How perfect is that? I feel like that was perfect. Use your imagination and you'll see the answer. Dear God, thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways. Boom. When you're going through your day-to-day life, even if it's hard, even if it's fun, you take a moment and you see that the miracle in different things. Sometimes you just stop and you're like, oh wow, this is amazing, you know? Whatever it is, life, whatever, you know? I'm grateful and graceful. I gratefully and gracefully accept and appreciate your help, and describe what your situation is. So what is it that you need help with? You're going to move towards that knowing that it's possible. being grateful for what you have right now and for your acknowledgement of what needs to be, and you're moving through with grace. You're being very calm, you're being very aware, you know, and you have that radiance about you, even though something might be a learning step or a learning curve, right? You're going to use your imagination, and you know that the answer will come to you. Use your imagination and you'll see the answer, right? Whatever you're searching for, it's searching for you too, because you are aligning with that, and that's what you want. So when you're thinking, oh, I want this, there's someone out there going, hey, I need someone for this. Oh, I have this great idea. And when you go with that feeling and you move towards it without causing harm to yourself or others, things work out so well. And that's what's so important, you know. I feel like that's so important. You can get what you want without hurting others. You can get what you want, and that happiness, right? It's like being bigger and better than your situation. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope that you guys enjoy this reading. Definitely click like. I'm gonna shuffle these cards. Okay, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope that you all had a good full moon lunar eclipse, blood moon in Scorpio, and you let go of what you no longer need, and you welcome what it is that you need, and have a willingness to learn and grow through tough times, through challenging times. And you are your best when you are shifting, struggling, learning, right? We're truly at our best. You know, we're not welcoming hard times, but we're truly at our best when we are making things better for ourselves and everyone around us, right? And we're also at our best at the other spectrum, when we are when things are chill and peaceful and we're having a great time and a loving time. So both challenging and relaxing moments, we're at our best. And when you have that, it's like you're truly powerful. All right, so yeah, because when you're feeling down, you know that you don't want to feel down. When someone hurt you, you know you don't want to feel that, right? You want to feel the opposite. And when you feel loved and happy, you feel so grateful for it. You feel so wonderful. It's just great, right? So yeah. All right, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Don't forget to click like, it helps the channel. Peace.